Hello and welcome to Porsche Test Track. I am in a fully upgraded Bugatti Divo. I just recently did that because of the sale. We are in the exclusive series. So yeah, there was just a sale on the Divo, and probably a lot of people fully upgraded it if they had the currency, because it was also the main car of the weekly time trial tournament. So if you wanted to get a top time, you needed this one. Made a slight lighting change because this is a darker race. Of course, I can't do that when I'm doing the race, but I can do that for you guys so you get a slightly better viewing experience. You'll notice the car counter. We're retesting how many cars it takes to get to the perpetual point, and I'll talk about that in a second here. Well, how about right now? Perpetual point. So, once you pass a certain amount of cars, you get to the point of the race where they just keep reappearing endlessly in front of you. And if you're not familiar with this, keep on watching. That's why I'm taking the off-track cuts, is because you've got to pass a certain amount of cars before the race is over to trigger it. And you might have accidentally discovered this in your past, but you probably haven't, because usually endurance races, you just run out of cars. Well, I'm going to show you what happens after that if you're new to this. Now, I've passed a lot of cars already, and we're just going to keep plowing through this. If you haven't, please do subscribe, hit that bell. Give me a thumbs up. If you post a comment, I'll try to answer. Other people are also really good at answering questions on my channel. Really love having several different really experienced players that are sometimes get the questions before I do, and they give the right answers. So thank you so much to all the viewers who participate. Now, you'll notice here, coming to the bus stop here, this is where I'm being more careful to try to keep it on track. Like, look at that. No off track at all. And that's pretty good. So I've actually been working on cleaning up my racing, trying to have less contact. I mean, there's a little bit there. A little scrape like that is pretty inconsequential. It doesn't matter much. But big damage, I'm trying to get better at avoiding big damage. Now, what kind of settings should you use for this type of a race? So I'll show you what I'm doing. I always use tilt B controls. I do recommend that. It's the easiest way to fix a slide. So you'll see here, well, not here. Let's see, at this cut, watch my accelerator, watch the gas pedal. There, you see it lift for a bit? That's so I could regain traction. With tilt A, there's just nothing I could do. I'd have to brake a little bit. So for me, it's just a bit slower. A little bit easier with tilt A though. Sensitivity is more of a personal choice. The higher the number, the less you have to tilt your device, but you can give up traction because the car gets a bit twitchy at those higher steering sensitivities. All assists off, that is an absolute must. So brake assist, forget about that. That would be ruining this. Traction control, no. If you drive clean enough, it doesn't come on, so why have it? Now right there, see that big slide? Traction control would have nailed the brakes and cost me more time. Best thing to do is just know how to control your car. It takes a while, it's worth it. Steering assist high, definitely no. That'll actually kill you in the bus stop here, let alone off-track cuts like this. Even steering assist low will fight you here. But right now we're coming to the bus stop, and you watch what I do and watch what the bots do. So I'm making a right-hand turn right now, driving a little bit straight, right-hand turn, driving straight. A bot turns that into 4 turns. Oh boy, that was sketchy. A bot does 4 turns at the bus stop. It will go left, right, right, left. Why does that matter? If you have steering assist on high, it will force you to do that. If you fight it and you have traction control off, it'll throw your rear end out. That happens to me sometimes when I forget and I still have it on. Same with Circuit of the Americas or COTA. I do use steering assist high on Indianapolis Motor Speedway and Daytona Motor Speedway. Now, take a look. This is the scarcest you'll see the bots. By the way, fun little trivia fact as I pass the 40th car, there are only 40 Bugatti Divos in existence. This is now impossible, unless they got back on the track and I'm going around them again. Fun little fact. And there is, let's see. Okay, so this should be the 42nd car. So the bots are about as spread out as you're going to see them, which isn't very much, but that's because I've been running so fast. The next car should be the first car of the perpetual point. So let's look ahead of him. And there you go. You can see more cars right there, a lot closer than they just were. That's the perpetual point. It's not going to change. I think this is just part of the programming. To me, this is kind of a hidden Easter egg thing that if you can pull it off, you can keep going as long as you want to. Now, let's get into costs and upgrade costs and all that jazz. There you can see the full upgrade cost. 850 gold to purchase this car. There has been an event for it in the past. By the way, those specs are decent. Brakes still aren't that great, but not bad. there was a club day event, and there are the costs and the upgrades required to finish it. So I don't know, it might come back as a flashback sometime. I'm just showing that so that if you've got this, if you don't have this car, I wouldn't rush out and buy it, because that event might come and then you don't have to spend 850 gold plus the upgrades, just have to buy the upgrades. So that might be the best thing, because there's lots of other cars that you can do this race. I'm going to bring up some examples a little bit later here. So I keep on doing that, and at this point, the bots will not change. They're going to drive the same way. I can actually trust them. Sounds bizarre, but look at this. I'll drive under him. I know what he's going to do there. I know what this bot's going to do, so I'm going to drive right at him and not slow down. I know that where he's going to brake, because the bots are now predictable. Let's fast forward a bit. Lap 16. So again, the trust thing's interesting. That's the thing that takes a while with this type of racing, is learning how do the bots behave on lap 1, 2, 3, or the first 10 bots, next 10 bots. They actually go in groupings of 3s, so 9, 18, 36, whatever. But after the 42nd car, every single car is actually faster than a fully upgraded car, which you don't see that here. They drive the corners very badly, but on a long straight, they will outpace me. So you can see I'm still being pretty careful, trying to not get front-end damage. I'm really adjusting how I race in this game. I'm trying to do a lot better at avoiding contact. Drafting is awesome in these races. We've warped ahead again here. I love drafting in these races. That makes this more enjoyable than the FXXK, the Ferrari FXXK. Ooh, you nasty little ghost bot. The Ferrari FXXK was what I learned this race in. Great car, fun race, but there's no drafting because it's an older exclusive series race. I have asked the developers to please add drafting to all exclusive series. Don't know if it's going to happen. We'll see. Hopefully. Okay, and we've warped ahead a little bit more, as you might have noticed. This gets a little bit sketchy sometimes. Like when these darker races, it's almost hard to see what's coming after the chicane, because I'm blasting through there so fast. Oh boy, watch out. That's a bully of a Divo. Man, that Ghost Nitro is quite interesting. It's inconsistent now. They get this boost once in a while. Okay, here are some other versions of the races and the earnings per minute. So you can see the FXXK is 928. Several people told me this was the highest earning car, and you can see I'm driving this race pretty good. So we'll see the Apollo. If you run that cleaner than I did, you're at 1,000 fame per minute. And yes, I did just get damaged. Nuts. Cracked windshield means you lost top speed, acceleration, brakes, and grip. All the specs go down a bit. I'm really close to my target of 50 kilometers, so we're just going to let that play. It'll have very, very minor impact on my earnings. Wow, you see that? I lifted for a bit, but then got right back on that throttle because I knew that bot was going to get out of the way, and it worked. In real life racing, there's a lot of trust between racers. It's when something unusual happens that you get these big wrecks where the whole field stacks up. So you eventually learn how the bots behave. We're going to freeze frame right at 50k, and then we'll do a little damage check here. Then I go back and end the race right at 50, and oh, well, there's more damage. Okay, well, never mind the windshield, the headlight. Right side's good, back is good, left side, really. Actual race time of 15 minutes and 17 seconds. So I was earning 966 fame per minute, 59.92 R per minute. Double that with the agent and the manager, boosted even more on bonus fame and bonus R days. So please like, please subscribe, check out some other videos. Thank you for joining me today, and see you out there on the track.